Hello. Right, good evening, guys. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the KBB Supply Services 7 o'clock on Wednesday stream that we've been doing for years now. And this is your time to hang around with us, get involved, get it in your diary every week at 7 o'clock. We've always got something going on. As you know, the Facebook clinic, sorry, the business coaching clinic, one week, and then we have this live stream the following week, and we go on repeat like that. So if it's the first time that you're watching, 7 o'clock every Wednesday, there's something here to get involved in the community, find out what's going on, and stay tuned. So I've got quite a bit to get through tonight. I've got a couple of screens on the background here, which I'll be looking at because I'm going to be doing some screen shares with you. So I've got quite a lot of stuff to get through. So I'm going to keep it moving. I'm not going to get distracted with too much stuff. You'll notice I'm in a different room, moving things around a little bit in my workspace. So yeah, not the usual background, and it might change a few times yet before I get it right. But anyway, that's not important. So if you're new trade partner, welcome. Obviously, just to sort of reiterate what I've said, who you hang around with matters a lot. This is your chance to get close to people that are doing exactly what you're trying to do. If you're on the tools, you're trying to get off the tools or just earn more money. That's what everyone in this community is trying to do, and this is the place to be to better yourself in a nutshell. Whatever better yourself looks like, it is up to you. Everyone has different goals, ambitions, capabilities, but there's something here for everyone. And again, if you're an Academy member and you just joined us, or you're thinking about joining the Academy, or you've had your discovery call, or wherever you're at in your journey getting into the Academy, if your website's just gone live specifically, congratulations to you. Because again, it's something that I want to sort of give a nod to every week, that it's a big moment. Your website goes live. It's like Pandora's box. There's lots of new things to learn. And it's exciting. It's good. So, right, let's crack on with what I've got to talk about. There's quite a lot to talk about tonight, and it's a bit all over the show. There's quite a lot of rabbit holes that I'm going to go down. So strap yourself in, stay tuned, try not to get distracted, because there is, like I say, a lot of stuff tonight. So the first thing I want to cover is, it's obviously coming up to the end of the year. There is always a price increase at the end of the year. So if you've got outstanding quotes, get them purchased now. Chase your customers up. Every single quote that you've got outstanding, chase up and make sure that try to prevent the customer coming back to you in the new year and go, oh, I want to go ahead now when things are more expensive. At least give yourself a chance and communicate with the customer and say, look, if we do it now, the price is the price. If we do it in the new year, it's going to be a percentage higher, and you should be reviewing your own prices in the new year. It's not just about suppliers like us reviewing our prices. It's about you reviewing yours, because every supplier puts the prices up normally on the 1st of January. A lot of them do. So you'll find that your consumables and little bits creep up here, there, and everywhere. So you need to make sure that you're keeping a tab on that, because this is another thing that, especially when you're trying to, develop a business, you need to keep your your costs under control. So this is a habit to get into, and it's something to tell customers about, that you are, reviewing your prices. It's the end of the year. Let's do it now, or what? Or it's fine if you want to do it next year, but it's just going to cost you more money. So that's that. And like I say, don't sit on them for too much longer. Do a hard follow up on all your customers, and make sure that you're doing as much for your own benefit as well. As a full bank balance and a full diary is always good. So make sure that you're not leaving it to the last minute, because it is already the end of November. You have practically only got, I don't know what the cut-off dates are for everything, but I know you've only got a couple of weeks-ish. So yeah, get on with it. Make sure that is a high priority for the next few days. Right, the showroom day. So the first showroom day that we've been promising you for God knows how long is actually happening. So we've got it tomorrow. There's quite a few people going. I did tell the guys to limit it a little bit, but there's more people there than what I think. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But like I say, I hope you enjoy it there. There is food on. Do try to treat it not just as a social event, although I know you will, but have some fun, obviously. But bring your brain with you. Make sure you get a good night's sleep. Is it the right time to do content? Probably not. Not video anyway. You might want to take some pictures. If you're going to come tomorrow and do some content, then get your camera and sort of sweep it along, and do some sort of sweepy, swooshy sort of camera 5 to 10-second video clips that you can use later on. But don't come down thinking, oh, I'm going to bring a mic, because it's going to be fucking mayhem. You're not going to get a quiet space. There's no chance. And something I want to mention about this as well with the content, because a lot of people mention, oh, can I come around to do filming in the content? And I know that we probably promoted this a bit ourselves, but I said to Lee last week, I thought, I never did this. In all the years that I've been selling materials and selling a service, the customer's not asked at the end of the day about a video of you walking around a showroom. And let's be honest with ourselves, it's more for vanity and probably ego than it is for the customer. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying it's a terrible idea, but when you look at the types of companies that do these things, it's very cliche. And your customer, if you're going to have your customer watching your content, you want to be doing stuff like what we put last week with Matt. If you watch last week's live, I did a video in the middle of the presentation where he made a short video of himself talking to his customer. Now, if you said to me, I've got an hour to spend filming, what should I do? Should I do it in a showroom and talk about products, which is fucking boring, or talk about the business and me and what we can do for customers and what's going on our jobs? Which one do you think the customer's going to find more interesting? Oh, here's a showroom video that every fucker on the planet's got. Like, they can go on anyone's website to see that. It's not different. It's boring. I've never done it. Yes, I've probably said, oh yeah, you could come down and do something. And I know I've probably, lit that fire myself, but on reflection, it's probably a waste of time. So, don't be disappointed if, it doesn't happen, because I feel like if you put yourself in front of the camera, you can make a lot more value of that time with the customer. That definitely. You'll notice as well that I'm working on some stuff for Inner Circle. As you know, we've got Inner Circle starting next year, which is our most advanced academy members then getting the next level of the academy. And that will open up another part of the academy, a whole different part of the academy, by the way. There's more stuff to do once you get to Inner Circle. You'll only be granted access to the academy modules once you attend the meeting, not when you get invited. So once you've been to the meeting, you'll get the invite and you'll get accepted into this new part of the academy. And something that we'll be pushing in there is more advanced social media. So if you'll notice, those of you that follow me personally, you'll notice I'm putting some more stuff out at the minute. There's reasons for that, and the main reason is I'm testing some strategies, because I don't really push for my own following on Facebook and Instagram and all that shit. I've never bothered, because I've always been about the brand that I am and creating relationships with people. And vanity numbers don't really support that. But what we're looking at now is like, one of the plans down the line is to get you as the local sort of celebrity in the kitchen and bathroom space or whatever it is that you're doing. So I'm sort of putting myself out there to sort of test some strategies on getting attention with content. So you'll notice that I start doing a lot more stuff now. So give me a follow. It's my full name, Aaron Lee Dronsfield. You'll be able to search me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's the same, Aaron_Lee, LEA _Dronsfield. Give us a follow on there so you can see what I'm doing, because I'm not really, I am doing it for this business as well, but I'm more doing it I want to start showing you the sort of stuff that I want you to do as well. So there'll be more on that down the line. I don't want to spend too long on that because it's not what tonight's about. But obviously, I'm always thinking a few years ahead of what's going on, and social media and that sort of world is going to get more of a focus. It's going to have to, because organic reach, especially for those of you that are becoming more established, your real future rests in that organic space. Because look what we've said so far. Look what I said last week. On the clinic, no one's running paid ads in the academy. It's all organic. It's all based around being a local business and a visible business at that. That is what the academy is built on. It's not built on fancy ads and fucking paid ads and spending shitloads of money on marketing. It's just about you putting the effort in, but just knowing what to do. So I'm pioneering some new strategies for our niche, if you like. So give us a follow on that. So showroom day, that's tomorrow. Have a great time. I hope everyone enjoys it. There's going to be quite a few of us there from KBB, both sides, academy and supply services. So it'll be it'll be a busy day. Right. So next thing I want to move on to is website enhancement. So those of you that have had new pages for web media walls, offices, bedrooms, so they should all now be live on your websites. So make sure that you do yourself a favor, put a blog on your website about it, so it becomes visible. Those of you that are Academy Plus, we will start blogging about those services as well. But again, just because you're Academy Plus doesn't mean that you can't do your own blogs. It just means that we do them as well. So get it out there that you are offering these services. Make sure it's on your social media as well. I'm going to come on to the social media shortly because I know a lot of you have been asking about that. So I'll be giving you some tools to use to do that. Excuse me. So we'll be getting onto that. So the other thing I wanted to sort of just bring your attention back to as well is the interviews that are going out on the Sunday night for the Academy members. Now, everybody really should be watching all these interviews. I think a lot of people are, but I feel like I get it. Everyone's busy, but do take half an hour to an hour on a Sunday to watch these interviews and go back and watch them because everyone's got a really interesting story. They're all different stories as well. So you don't think that, once you watch one, you watch them all, because you really haven't, because everyone's come from different angles and different perspectives. And it's made me realize how colourful the Academy actually is. It's not as black and white as I thought. I thought, it'd be a certain type of person that's trying to achieve a certain type of thing. But what we've realized, well, I definitely have, is that the Academy, it's like it fits many molds. Whatever it is you're trying to do, whether you're trying to build your pension pot, you're trying to get off the tools, you just want to earn more money, you want to build a local brand, we want to give your ego a massage by having local good social media and things like that. Whatever it is, the Academy can do it for you. And that's what I've sort of realized is that, yes, it achieves the core principles in its form, but it's serving lots of other things as well, which is really interesting. And you'll see that if you watch these interviews. If you don't watch the interviews, you'll only see it from your own perspective. Bear in mind, I built the Academy in its educational form and the website, the CRM, all the stuff that makes it convert sales. I built with my own two hands. So I've come at it from my angle, to get what I mean. But when I've presented this to other people, they've gone, "Oh, that's good," and I'll use it for this angle, which is really, really interesting. And I love the fact that it's multifaceted in the way that it's, helping people live better lives and things like that. So, but you're not going to pull this out. You're not going to get this perspective if you don't watch those interviews. I do think that even if you put them in your 90 minutes, even if you go, do you know what, I haven't watched them. It's coming up to Christmas, although we should be trying really hard and doing stuff. The ideas and the motivation, it will motivate you more if you watch them. Discipline's better than motivation, but motivation's nice, isn't it? It's good to be motivated at times, and these little videos can just give you that little push to get you through till Christmas. I do believe that they'll play a role there. So make sure you are paying attention to these interviews. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the Academy YouTube channel and go to member success stories. There's go to the playlists and you'll see it in there, and you'll find it really interesting, whether you're an Academy member or not. And the interviews were designed to inspire Academy members in the lead up to Christmas this year. However, I feel like they will serve a purpose for people that aren't in the Academy who want, maybe even not thinking about it, but then they do think about it. And they'll be there for a long time, those interviews. So, but I think now's the time to watch them. On the approach to 2026, I think you need to get them watched. So I wanted to touch on that. Last week at the business coaching clinic, I sort of mixed it up a bit, because the content we did, which was the customer's buying process, the 4 stages of the customer buying process, not problem aware, looking for a solution and ready to buy. I went through those 4 stages and how the Academy if you do it all properly or even do it half right, it sort of pushes customers through those 4 stages without you really knowing how or why. This is why people, hopefully after watching that video, will go, oh, that's why I'm getting sales, because I can't really put my finger on the one thing that I'm doing. It just feels like the whole thing is working. And that's why it feels like the whole thing is working to people, because the academy does address the 4 stages of the customer buying process, which isn't something that I've put in the academy before, because it is quite advanced when you think about it. It's quite an advanced piece of thinking. But I had to think about it and I thought, no, actually, let's put it in the academy. So that is now in the academy as a lesson in step 1, I think. Let me check. Yeah, the new where the fuck is it? It is in there. I put it in. I think it's in step 1. So I can't remember. I can't see it at a glance. I'm sure I've put it in there. Anyway, it's in one of the early steps. I can't find it at a glance, but it's definitely in there. And that brings me on to other things that we've put into the academy this week. So let me go through that. In fact, I'm going to do a screen share for this, like I said earlier, because there's quite a few bits now, new additions into the academy, as well as that lesson, which I promise you is there. If there is an issue with that, I've probably not published it or something. Yeah, it's in. Sorry, I need to find it because it's doing Medi now. It's in before we get started. There it is. So it's in, not even in one of the steps. It's in before we get started. So yeah, it's not in one of the steps because it's not a step to take. It's a piece of education per se. It's just more of a, this is what to expect. So that's why it's in there. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, right, moving on. Sorry about that. I just thought that it was doing my head in that. I needed to find it. So, right, what else is new in the academy? So, 90-minute planning has been added in. So, we've talked about the 4 stages. So, the other new lesson that's in there, let me share my screen. Here we go. So, right, let's get on with the 12 steps additions. So, like I've just said, you've got the new why you won't need paid ads and the 4 stages of a customer buying cycle. So, if you click into there, you'll have the lesson that we did last week. There's a couple of, there's a video there. And again, we go through the whole thing. So, there's a big lesson in there now. So, if you didn't watch the clinic last week, which you should be doing, especially if you're an Academy member, then please go and do that lesson. That's really important that you understand that, because if you're making sales and you don't really know why, that's why. And if you're wanting to make sales and you're not yet, that's how you do it. And that's why it's right at the beginning, because that sets the mindset up to go, right, I need to do this 12 steps and I need to get these things in place, because if I miss things out, I don't have the full effect of what it says in that lesson. I'm not going to repeat it all now, but go and watch it. So then we've got the new lesson that I've put in is 90 minutes planning like a pro. So this is where I was talking about the organizing like a whiteboard in your office so you can get yourself organized. It's really effective for me. I've got one over there. I'm not going to turn the laptop around because it's a pain in the ass, but I've got a whiteboard over there with the post-its on it, and it works really well. So organizing your to-do list up here, your 90 minutes, put down there what you're going to do each week. It works an absolute treat. I've told you exactly how to do it in this lesson. I've give you a little video just to hammer it home. I shouldn't need to, but I did do a little video for you anyway. So that's a new lesson as well that I would go and check out as soon as you can in the 12 steps. Another lesson that I've added in this week is how to charge VAT properly. Is it in step 2? Yeah, knowing your numbers and your profit, how to charge VAT properly. So if you click into here, there's no video for this because I feel like it's better just to read these things instead of me waffling over it. So how to add markup, and when you're VAT registered, how to add your markup on. So obviously just making it clear that you add your markup to your net costs and then you add the VAT. In a nutshell, that's, if you know that already, you probably don't need to watch this video. But because being VAT registered is fairly new to some people, there are definitely some issues where people are taking the gross figure of their costs, i.e. the cost including VAT, adding a markup to it and then adding VAT again, or adding VAT on top of that. VAT should only be added on once. So when you're VAT registered, you're working with all the net figures. So everything's net, excluding VAT, net, 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 net. And then you get your costs together, even your labour, everything costs together, add your markup onto the costs, and then you add the VAT onto that amount. There's definitely been some errors. I mean, if you added the markup on top of your gross costs, then you'd just be charging the customer more money. So you wouldn't necessarily be in a worse situation, but it might explain why you've lost jobs on price, because you could have been overpricing. So it's something that I feel that needed to be put into the academy, because we've had an influx of concerns around it. So it's now in there, and now you know it's in there. Go and watch it. Even if you think you know what you're on about, I'd probably still go and watch it just to double check. And then the main bit, really, the most exciting bit that we've got is the new social media section in step 5. So you've got your usual stuff, optimize your business profiles, ready-made posts. So the ready-made posts are a CSV which you just upload into the academy, into your CRM. Now, the purpose of them posts was always like something's better than nothing. Yeah, yes, they are generic posts, but something is better than nothing. Now, if we didn't put stuff in there for you to just upload, you'd probably never have anything on there in the beginning. And it's a really big mistake because you don't want your socials to be completely empty. So because people always like, oh, well, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to post, we put them in there. So and there's a tutorial in there on how to upload it into your CRM. I think it's 18 weeks worth of posts in there. So, there's shitloads there. But then you've got other things now. So we're using Canva. So at the top here, we talk about how to use Canva. So this one here, free templates, free DIY social media, how to edit using Canva. So in this lesson here, you'll notice that things have been broken up a little bit now. So there used to be all the links in here for the social media. So what you'll now see in here, that video is the same. Obviously, open your Canva account here. It's not very expensive Canva, but you'll be using it an awful lot down the line. So it's definitely something that you need to have. There's a beginner's guide there on how to use it. And then if you need more bespoke designs, I've put in there as well that you can go to Fiverr.com and get freelancers to work on stuff for you. I'm not really. I don't think you need to do that, but I think some of you may want to because some of you do. But I personally wouldn't. If you don't know how to edit a Canva template and you haven't spent 20 minutes just working this out, because that is literally all it'll take, then I wouldn't be going to a freelancer straight away. You only want to delegate something when you understand it. So even if you're going to delegate something, just make sure that you've done it first, because then you'll know what you're looking at. So again, I've put a little note in here saying, don't plaster your logo everywhere. Don't overload your designs. I've looked at some of your social media and they are a bit busy with shitloads of graphics, like different logos, like there's a Witch logo, a HIP logo, your logo. Fucking hell, it's like the customer's not interested in that at that point. The customer wants to know, it needs to be more premium looking. So that's why I've put more guidance in here to say, don't try to be a graphic designer. You've got all the templates in here to use, which I'm going to come on to in a moment. Keep it clean and simple. If somebody's on your website or somebody's in your social media channel, they already know who you are. They don't need to see your logo 55 times. Again, They don't need to see. I know it's nice to remind people that we're witch or we've got HIP, but they will pick up on these things, even if it's subtle. Yeah, we need to make sure that we're not overdoing it, and we're not graphic designers, so don't think that plastering it on is going to do any good, because it won't. So what we talk about now is in the next steps. We've now broke it down into all these sections. So a lot of work's been done here for you, but it will pay off. So let's head into those sections and just give you a walkthrough of what they are. So going down here, then now you've got your products, your kitchen product posts, kitchen design service posts, kitchen installation service posts, kitchen before and after showcase posts, bathroom product posts, bathroom before and after templates, bathroom design service posts, bathroom various our promise post templates. And that's more talking about like, what you promise to the customer and more customer service driven templates, bathroom installation post templates. Now we've got media wall design and installation templates, which I'm going to go into in a second, office installation post templates, bedrooms, and then you've got the last two, which is brochure download template and a customer journey explainer template. So again, I've explained it previously in the academy how to edit these templates, but let's have a quick look at the media walls. Yeah. So what you've got here is what I've also given you on the right hand side is a zip file here. So if you download this zip file, it's got all the images in. So what we're actually doing with the media walls, it will happen before Christmas. It'll be definitely done before January. So we're going to make a brochure for the media walls. So do you remember like the 8-unit comparison price guide, the one that's in the app? You should know what that is, where we've got the kitchen ranges and we've just got like, comparative prices per range. Well, we're going to do the same for the media walls. So we are going to do sets for the media walls, but we have already had a few questions of people say, oh, how much will they be? It has to go through a design before we can tell you how much it's going to be. So there isn't going to be like a set price. But what I've asked the guys to do is do a tiered approach in terms of, well, that's going to be the cheapest media wall, and that'll be the most expensive because it'll be based on the products that go into it. So, and obviously you don't know what customers are going to add in. They might want lights, they might want some pull-out drawers or something. You just don't know what they're going to ask for. There might be I don't know. You don't know till you get there. So don't be looking at the prices going, just get your head out of price again, fuck's sake. Get to the fucking survey and just worry about it then. Like, you don't need to know these things before a survey. Ask the customer what they want, give them the design, the price is the price. But we'll do you a design, we'll do you a price guide so you understand, cheapest to most expensive based on a set. Yeah. But again, that could be completely different design when you get there. So you've got shitloads of images here in this zip file. You've got all the media walls that we've designed. We've done lots of different designs in there, so you can use them on your social media. And use them wherever you want, really. They're just the things. And then I've put in each one of the, I'm not going to go through all these sections, but what I have put is, why it matters to put this type of post in and how often to post it. You don't want to batter it, every day, but it just wants to be a couple of posts a week. So if you're pushing media walls, 1 or 2 posts a week is fine. And then what we've given you here is quite a few different variations of the media walls. So for instance, if I click on that, I bet you won't be able to see this. For fuck's sake. So if you click on that, what I'm going to do, right, there you go. Well, that's handy. I can switch tabs. Right, okay, ignore me. So if you click on that link, it'll say edit template. It'll say Aaron has shared a design with you. Edit the template. It'll take you into Canva, where it'll then give you the post. So obviously we've put some pre-made text on here to say like 10-year installation. So for instance, if you want to go, well, I'm only offering a 5 year, so you just change that to 5. Yeah, click on the box, edit the text, off you go. And then when you get onto the sort of the last screen, I don't know. When you get onto the last screen, you just want to put where it says your number. You just want to put your number in there and upload your logo into Canva. and then just drag it and drop it into logo, and that's that. And that's it. Even if you want to change the colors, I've shown you this before. So we've got a light version of this. So let me just go back to this. So we've got a light version of that, and then we've got a dark version. So I've done you two different types. So you might go, actually, the light one doesn't suit my brand. So if it doesn't suit your brand, then we've done a dark version as well. So this is only for media walls, because obviously there's like quite a lot of imagery for media walls. So for some reason, I'm more excited about the media walls than anything else. I think they're going to be a really good addition. I just don't see that there's a lot of competition here in this space. So I feel like you've got a bit of an open playing field here to go and make some real money. But again, if you wanted to go into the design and go, actually, I don't want it that color, I'm going to change that to a different color. So when you click on that, it'll open up the color, change it to what you want, whatever it is, and off you go. Now, and that's it. Always remember to add your stuff in. And then when you're happy with it, if you want to sort of preview it, sorry if that was a bit loud. I scared the shit out of me, that. So yeah, just preview it, press preview, make sure you're happy with it, make sure you drop your logo in or not, it's up to you. And make sure you definitely put your number in. And then when you're ready, you go, right, that's cool. Go to download, and then go to MP4, make sure that all pages are selected, and then download, boom. And then you can just upload that into your socials. What you can actually do, which I've realized recently, so if we like this video here and we go, oh, actually, I'm gonna up that, I'm gonna just put that onto my socials. You can actually just share it straight onto your socials here. So you've got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Doesn't seem to have TikTok for some reason, but you can at least do Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I have done this, and it's really easy. So you could just come straight into here, into Canva, and then just publish it straight from here. So that is a piece of piss. How long would it take you to come into here, drop them in, share it straight onto your Instagram, drop a caption in? So for instance, I'll just do it now to show you. So if I go to Instagram, select a page, if you click these three buttons here, what I will say is, what I've actually found easier than doing it on desktop, because this desktop can be a bit of a pain in the ass, is if you download Canva on your mobile, and find the design on your mobile instead, and then come to publish within Canva, and then click on them three dots. So when you press share Instagram, click on them three dots, and it'll put post directly from mobile. Then it'll open up Instagram and tell you if you want to put it in as a story, reel, or a post. So I'd probably do it from your mobile. I mean, you can download this and just upload it into your CRM, and however you want to fucking do it, it's up to you. But what I am saying is that it's really easy to do it directly from Canva straight into your socials. But what I've been doing is putting it post directly from mobile. I've not used this integration yet, because I think it seemed to give me these error messages here. But when you click on the three dots and go into post directly from mobile, it just works. It works really well. And then you can obviously then post it to your Facebook automatically as well. So literally within clicking on that link, going into Canva, dropping in your bits, you'll probably want to drop your logo in and your phone number in on a desktop like this. But then on your mobile, just go in and upload it. I mean, fucking hell, that's going to take you less than, probably the first time you do it, 5 to 10 minutes. But once you get into that rhythm, you'll do it in less than. If you download all them templates, what I would tell you to do here is download all them templates, put your logo on the ones you want to use, and make sure they're all there, ready to go, and then just make sure they're in Canva ready. So you're probably looking at 20 minutes downloading all the templates you want to use, put them into a folder in Canva, and then when you're on the go on your mobile, you can just basically upload them whenever you want. Just put a reminder in your diary, every Tuesday, whenever, to go, right, log into Canva and upload one of these things. Make sure you put a nice caption in, talk about the service, use AI to, help you do that. Don't overdo it with emojis and stuff like that. But yeah, it's turning into a social media lesson as well, isn't it? But I feel like we've got a lot of good value here, a lot of good quality, and again, making these, they've already got music added to them. They're quite punchy, the good graphics, all the rest of it, and there's loads of them as well. So if we go back into here, we've got, there's Media Wall 3, 4. Well, let's just have a look at this one. There's loads of different ones. So we go into that one. So yeah, pretty good. And then moving into so that's media walls. There's a fair few bits there. There's images in there. There's shitloads of stuff for you to look at there. Even if you wanted to, so you've got 4 versions of the ads and a light and dark version of each. So you've got plenty. Even if you're rotating them every 3 months, it's fine. You've got plenty to go at for now. And then go back to step 5. Same for offices. So if you go to offices, you've got 5. We haven't got light and dark for offices because we don't have as much. Didn't have as much choice on the imagery. So it was either light or dark. So, but you can see again that it's all about your installation service. Let me just preview this for you. Don't forget to add your phone number. I keep saying that, but you get the idea. You go into there, you go and find the different ones, go and have a play around with that. And then you've got the same for office, media walls, bedrooms are in there as well. So these are the new ones that you've not had before. So there's 5 versions again there that you can do, again, 1 to 2 posts a week max. And yeah, that's about it really on them. But this is something that's been coming. I've told you about the media wall imagery and stuff like that. So media wall brochure and pricing, I've already told you about that. We're working on the proper brochures because we were going to go down a certain road with all this, and then as always, we fucking had arms and legs onto it. So it's obviously turned into a bigger job than what we thought, but it's only because the media walls we could see was a big opportunity there, and I feel like no one's really got a media wall brochure. I feel like there's a big USP for you there, and it was easy for us to sort of speak to TKC and go, what can we do to make these sets better? Because we do have some manufacturing capabilities now in the warehouse. So it was sort of I met with the guy, the commercial director who I speak to a lot, and the conversation was around what can we do to make this range more interesting. You make use of the fucking machines, because there's been several million pounds just invested obviously into this new showroom and into the machinery and all the rest of it. So there's loads of new capabilities now that weren't there before. So the game is definitely being upped, like 100%. It's an exciting time to be part of this ecosystem. Because even though I'll admit for the last few years, there has been some limitations on the product and all the rest of it. But again, what not loads, but what we have seen and what I've said to you from the beginning is the product isn't in, your customers are coming to you for you and your brand. Yeah. And people who obsess about product are never wealthy. Put it that way. They're never wealthy. People who understand value and the people who understand customer journeys, they're the people that get rich. People that fucking whinge about anything to do with how a fucking kitchen's manufactured it's not, you know, the kitchens are really good quality as well. So there's nothing really to fucking moan about. You know, the product's good. You know, nothing's perfect, but it's very, very good. And the media wall, at least now the way we're going with these media walls, and in the new year the bedrooms as well, because the bedrooms are getting a big sort of update as well in terms of the offering there, because, you know, like the media walls came to the table as a discussion, but then the bedrooms soon followed. So you're going to see a lot of more advanced capabilities in the offering that's coming forward. But we've started with the web pages, the offices, the media walls, and the bedroom, so you can start putting the word out there. To follow that will be the proper brochures, then the set packages and stuff like that, so it's easier to price, it's easier to understand, and then obviously the product ranges as well will follow it. So these new product ranges that we talked about a while ago that were supposed to be out by now, but they're fucking going to be January now. So they're going to open up a lot of the bedroom product range and the media wall product range as well. So yeah, there's loads of stuff coming in the next couple of months. It's a really, really good time to be. Yeah, it's exciting because, yeah, I feel like the product range is really going to expand in terms of its capabilities, and we're still doing everything through one channel. So it's one transport team, which aren't perfect. No transport team are. I've not worked with or for a company where the transport team aren't a fucking pain in the ass. And we all know this, you know, it's just the world we live in. But at least it all coming through one place makes it easier to manage, and one factory, one fulfillment center. You know, yes, there will be slight variations here and there, like worktops and stuff like that, and maybe some items, but this streamlining of everything is really, really going to help. It's going to help you as well, make things a bit more predictable in many different ways. So this new range where we've got like these 30 odd plain doors and stuff like that, which I'm being told are a fair bit cheaper as well. They'll be here in the new year. So yeah, there's loads going on. There was something else I feel like I had to tell you, which I can't. Let me just open WhatsApp because I feel like I've missed something. Just 1 minute. Oh, that's it as well. That's what I missed. Branded brochures. So although they'll be getting brochures, like our own brochures and product lines and stuff like that, we'll be looking to brand them as well. So when you've got your like your branded kitchen brochures and stuff like that, we're looking at that and making sure that you've got bespoke offerings. So yeah, I'm excited for you more than anything, because I feel like I'm a little bit worried as well, because I'm like, there could be a lot of stuff here that comes down the track, and I don't want people to get too scattergun approach, because I've always been like, you know, focus on kitchens and bathrooms, don't do anything else, and here we are now doing fucking everything else. But we're not doing everything else, you know. We're not doing we're doing stuff that fits. We're still sticking to our knitting, and that's the main thing. You know, we're not saying go and fucking fit the roof while you're there. You know, you get what I mean? It's the same product. It's the same installation skills required. It's the same practically everything. I'm just really excited to see where this could go, because I think that, yeah, if you get your social media posts out there, get some blogs. Oh, that's the other thing as well that's being done. It's the proposal software. Sorry, the proposal software in your websites is being upgraded. So you'll be able to do proposals and case studies for media walls, bedrooms and offices. So it isn't just going to be kitchens and bathrooms. So we are expanding that as well. It's mad, isn't it, when you think, oh yeah, it's had a few pages to the website. Fuck me. It's turned into like, it's a lot in it. You know, it's a lot of stuff that. So this ecosystem is going to expand quite a lot. And I think for those of you that particularly got your eye on being off the tools, and I know a lot of you have, this is a really exciting time. This is such an exciting time to think that actually next year, because when you think about it, if you went a little bit further in on bedrooms and media walls, stuff like that, think about it like this: kitchens and bathrooms. Well, kitchens, media walls, bedrooms, offices, you just need a joiner. You just need a good joiner, kitchen fitter, whatever. You know, your recruitment for that is fucking easy. You know, so you're looking at it going, if I'm going to grow my business and I've got kitchens, media walls, offices, bedrooms, one man can do all them. Some of them might turn and go, oh, don't do this, don't do that. But you just got to sort of like fucking tell him he is doing it, basically, in a nice way, and say, look, you know, build the idea, and be like, come on, you know, you can fit a fucking kitchen, you can fit a bedroom, you know. And I know some of them will push back, but you fucking just push back harder, basically. And I know you might think, oh, how do you do that when they're self-employed? They can pick and choose the work. But if you're promising to keep them busy and you're paying them well, they'll learn new things, they'll do things. You know, I've fucking hell, practically everyone on my team came to me to do this job, and they've ended up doing that job. And sometimes they didn't like it, but the alternative was there's the door, or some people embrace it. You know, and this is where, you know, you've got to think as business people now that actually I want to fucking offer these services. I want to make sure that I've got someone that can, you know, do a bedroom one week and do a media wall the next, and then a kitchen. You know, so while I'm waiting for my kitchens to convert, I can be pushing my media walls, and you know, you can really. The knowledge gap here is just going to be the marketing. How do you market this properly and make sure that you are, you know, doing a good job of that? And that is, I'd take a guess that the people that are in Academy Plus are the ones that are adding services to the websites. Well, in fact, I know that as a fact. You know, that is generally the people that are adding services to the websites, the ones that are in Academy Plus. What does that tell me? That tells me those people are thinking like business people. It tells me that they're starting to realize that, you know, I can't scale what I can only do with two hands. I don't want to be on the tools forever. You know, and these early decisions to join Academy Plus and add services to your website is an indicator to me and Lee that actually that person's starting to take it seriously, and they're seeing that actually they're not thinking like a tradesperson anymore. They're starting to think like a business person. And the goal will be that we get as many people as we can up to the inner circle level meetings. You know, obviously we've got gold standard coming in the new year as well, which is happening. There will be updates on that to follow. There's a lot of big stuff happening, fucking massive actually, if I'm honest. But let's keep tonight focused on this. And you know, as I've said a few weeks ago, every piece of content we put out at the moment is getting you ready for 2026, and that is what tonight feeds into perfectly. You know, it fits like a hand into a glove. This is all the perfect stuff that you need to be getting ready for 2026. What's happening with the gold membership is massive. That will take place in 2026, and that will affect you in 2026 massively. And I think that what's interesting about the gold standard accreditation that we'll be launching early in the new year is not going to be a cost attached to it, by the way. This is going to be a performance recognition. This is going to be people that have done certain things and proved themselves, not to us, to themselves. You know, we're not here to, you know, play God. But one thing I will say about next year, and this is going to happen, is that KBB Academy is becoming an authority, and it will become an authority in the market. So the gold accreditation, once you've got it, you're going to get a lot more recognition, let's say, of customers. There's going to be a lot more noise around your brand, because you'll be creating it and we'll be creating it. And I'll say no more than that at the moment. But you need to be thinking properly now about being a business person. If you're here in the academy and you're still fucking thinking like a tradesperson, all right, fine, you're making a bit more money, whatever it might be. But at some point, where's that next level coming from? You know, and maybe you've been happy up to this point. Maybe you've been, you know, well, I don't need to do this, don't need to do that. But like I've said to you before, you're coming off the tools at some point, whether you like it or not. We all are. You know, at some point, you can't do it anymore. And when that day comes, wouldn't you rather be prepared than not prepared? You know, and thinking like a business person doesn't mean anything. It just means you're thinking like a business person. And it just means actually I can get this done. I can start this snowball now, even though it's only small. But in 2 years' time, that snowball's a bit bigger. So even though I'm not thinking about coming off the tools now, I can clearly see from what's going on in the academy, that now's the time to make this switch. Now's the time to think, actually, fuck, whether I want to come off the tools now or not, it's not about today. Think about 10 years from now. Where do you think you're going to be in 10 years from now? Or where would you like to be in 10 years from now? Following this protocol and doing it properly, whether you're planning to go off the tools now or in the next 5 years or not, you will thank yourself in 10 years if you do it and you just put some time into it, because it's not expensive. Even people that are paying, the top whack in academy, you might be a 225 a month plus your academy plus your additional services and your websites, still 600-700 quid a month. And you're like, oh, fuck, that's a lot of money. It's not. It's not when you look at what you're getting. It's not when you're looking at a fucking design service, website, CRM, all the coaching. What's in the CRM system is worth more than all that put together. The sales process is what makes it all work. That is blood, sweat, and tears of mine for fucking 10, 15 years. That's worth a lot of money. Then you've got these additional services, the support, just everything. When you put that in there, you think 700 quid a month for that. It's fuck all. Do you know what I mean? If you were experienced as a business person, you're looking at it going, that's a fucking deal. That is a bargain, and if you think you can build, let's put it this way. What's the return on the investment? That's what you got to look at. For your let's say you're a top rate academy member, and you're making gross profit 10, 15 grand a month, which is fairly typical now for people that are well into it. What's the return on investment? So get your calculator out and say, I'm making 10, 15,000 pound a month gross profit. I'm putting in money, 700 pounds a month to get that. It's several thousand% in terms of a return on investment. Do you get what I mean? Because there's no upfront costs to do the academy. It's all monthly. So when you look at it, you're like, fucking hell. If you're looking at this going, oh, yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, I am fucking right. And it's time to start thinking, shit, this is the time now. This is the time to start thinking properly like a business person, no matter where I'm at. Because the future me, wherever you are now, the version of you in 10 years from now will thank you a lot for doing it now. Yeah, because when you get there in 10 years and you've got this extra cash coming through, you're never going to turn around and go, oh, what a fucking stupid thing that was to do. Do you get what I mean? You're never going to think that. But you will think, if you do fuck all and you're watching this and you get 10 years down the line, you remember this and you're like, fucking I didn't do it. And I need the money now, and there's issues in life that could have been sorted very easily if I just took it a bit more seriously. I don't wish that on anybody, but I know it happens a lot. Don't be one of them people, Try not to be anyway. Right, cool. Well, again, it's 55 minutes in. I haven't really got much else to say. I've been through the additions that are in the 12 steps. They're all very important. Please go and watch them. It will take you an hour. Make sure you're catching up on the interviews. Again, this is well worth your time between now and the new year. Start 2026 with a new fucking mindset. And even if you've got a good mindset, start with a better one. Go at it hard. Really, really go at it. Don't fuck around. You've got probably a fairly busy 2 or 3 weeks ahead, but then you got 2 weeks off. Don't spend it getting pissed and fucking ballooning in the pub. Spend it on your business. You will thank yourself a lot. Trust me, you'll thank yourself an awful lot. I've got a lot to do between now and the 1st of January. I won't be touching a fucking drink. Not at all. I'm buried, and you should be buried as well. Because we're here to provide. We're here to take life seriously. We're not here to fuck around. Get pissed next Christmas when you're richer. If you're not rich enough this Christmas, let's just fucking knuckle down for a few weeks now, and let's get where we need to be. So interviews, again, the 4 stages of the customer buying process is in there. 90-minute plannings in the 12 steps. How to charge that properly. New social media section layout. All the new templates and images are in there. I told you about the brochures and the pricing. Loads to look forward to. Have a good day if you come into the showroom tomorrow. Everyone's really looking forward to seeing you. It'll be a great day. But again, don't worry about content. Like I said before, just turn up, get the information for the product, do some stills and do some sweepy images, short videos that you can clip up later. Don't overthink the content side of it. Again, spend the time in front of the camera yourself, being a person and being a business. No one's asked about fucking fancy videos in a showroom. Couldn't give two shits. It's not going to help you make sales. It's just boring. And again, have a nice time. So I'll see you next Wednesday in the clinic. Don't forget to get your check-ins in. I'll probably go back to doing check-ins next week. But again, you know, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I am just very aware that at the minute I made a promise that we would spend as much time as we can just getting ready for 2026. And that's what we need to do. And tonight we've definitely made a big leap toward that. You know, get on these templates now. Do not fuck around. What you've watched on air tonight, please implement everything that I've just given you to do tonight, because quite a bit of homework here. Okay. So have fun, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.